Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast. I am so excited that you are all tuning in live with me here and getting ready to listen and interact with us as I interview my girl, Miss Billionaire Brooklyn. I am so excited for this interview because we have been wanting to do this for quite some time now. And so, like, quite some years. Okay. Me and her have talked about let's go live together and things like that. And it's finally happening. I am so excited for this because Brooklyn definitely is one of the people that has pushed me to go live. So for her to be my first guest on the official Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast, this is like this is everything to me right now. So I'm getting ready to bring her in. But before I do, I'm going to just let y'all know a few things. One, bear with your girl because this is a very new system for me. I'm so excited to be like able to record this live. Two, make sure if you haven't already, you're following Divinely Crowned on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube because why not? Why haven't you joined the queendom? I don't care who you are. Why haven't you joined? Okay. But either way, yeah. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff to all the Divinely Crowned platforms. And it's really easy because it's literally just Divinely Crowned. So you can find that anywhere and it's me. But let me bring her in and let's get this Divinely Crowned conversation started. Hello. I am so excited for this. So, first of all, welcome to the Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast, Queen. How
I'm
are
so
you?
excited to be here. I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Yes, so am I. So, let's introduce you to the people. So tell us a little bit about who you are for those who don't know, because I know a lot of people know you out there, but for those who may not know or need a little refresher because you have been gone for this from the scene for a little bit,
I
but
know.
let the people know who you are.
Hey y'all, what's up? I am Brooklyn. A lot of people call me BK, and I am a mommy, new mom. Bronx is over here. He'll probably get in the camera in a minute. But I'm a new mom, and I am an entrepreneur. I am a business coach, so I help. Oh, there you go.
There he
Look.
is.
So I help people start and grow and scale their businesses online. I also help with business, personal credit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I do so much, but that's my main thing is literally helping people make money and having that freedom to spend time with their kids and enjoy life.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that short and sweet description of all the things that you do. Okay. Listen. So we're gonna get into more about everything that Brooklyn has has going on later on. But for now, I do want to you know I want to first acknowledge all the people already commenting. Shout out to all of you in the chat. Make sure you guys are, interacting. We love Brooklyn and I are definitely talkers, so we will definitely interact with you guys if
Hey
you
y'all.
interact with me, us, okay? But yes, so okay, so let me just tell you guys a little bit of background about Brooklyn and I because listen, we have history.
Mhm.
Brooklyn and I actually we just found out recently we are cousins.
I know.
But before that, Brooklyn and I grew up together, like since we were little girls in church. So we definitely have like one, connected, and then, we went our separate ways, and then connected again and went our separate ways quite a few times throughout our life.
Mhm.
And I just always have known Brooklyn to be this sweet, bubbly, smiley, just like she's doing now, person. And she has evolved into such a beautiful woman. And I'm just so excited to have her tonight.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So, with that being said, tonight, I know you are all about your business and about all those aspects of your life. You do what you do well. You promote yourself well. You promote being business owners and everything well. But tonight, I want to have more of a intimate conversation with you about truly who Brooklyn is. Like,
Okay,
what
let's
is her
do it.
journey? Like, how has Brooklyn evolved into this queen that she is now? So
Okay.
with that being said, I kind of want to take us back to your childhood,
Okay.
and kind of, break
What
down
I'm
where you
talking about.
come
That's what
from.
I'm talking about. Let's do
Yes. Listen, okay, for those who don't know, Divinely Crowned is all about having real, honest, open, and transparent conversations about the everyday journey through life as in our queendoms, which can be very impactful to who we are today. So that is my mission during this podcast, in general, with all my conversations with these queens that I'm gonna have conversation with, is just to like show people that yes, we may be these powerful women and have all these amazing things going on, but we come from somewhere that
it.
people need to understand. We're just like you all, in
Mhm.
the sense of we all have a story. So
Mhm.
let's talk about, the childhood. Obviously, we know you're living in Atlanta now,
Mhm.
but you were born and raised, I believe, in Erie.
Yep.
So go ahead and share what little Brooklyn was about.
Okay, so I was born in Erie, as you guys know, Erie, Pennsylvania. It's a real small city. And I was playing sports. I went to public school and private school, so I always had a bunch of friends. I've always been popular, known, and a nice person. Um, and then I moved to Detroit, Michigan with my family when I was 15. So I went to high school in Detroit. So I really feel like
Okay.
I grew up in Detroit, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
where I really just became like I learned so much. Just, it just made me like a different person, right? And
Mm.
so but in my childhood, my mom has 7 kids.
Okay.
And so she's a nurse, and she used to work 2 3 jobs at a time, providing for us, going to school, um, providing, single mom. My grandma would raise us.
Mm-hmm.
They both would raise us, but my grandma would watch us and stuff. And so she would take us to our basketball games. Like, we were very active kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a regular childhood. I wasn't poor, poor, like, it was a regular childhood. Like, we never missed a meal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we
Mm-hmm.
never missed a meal. But with 7 kids, there was times we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with all 7 kids.
Mm.
I didn't
Oof.
have my own room.
Yeah.
I don't think ever.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so, it was a good life though. Like, we're all close. We argue, we fight, and all that stuff. But like, I had a really good childhood,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
That's awesome.
But it just, yeah, I was an active kid. I'm an active, I used to be an athlete, so I played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I just, that's
That's and I'm like sitting here like, wow, you never had your own room? Like, I never had
no,
my
I
own
never
room.
had my
Like,
own room.
me either. And my parents only have 4 kids. So yes, I can relate to that.
I never had my own room. Me and my sisters would share clothes,
Mm-hmm.
shoes.
And it was normal. It
It
wasn't
was
even
normal.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd be in a closet.
Does that still
um,
happen today? Is Treasure Sheep been
oh
on here? Treasure
no,
Sheep still be trying to
I'm
take
the
your clothes?
smallest girl.
You are the smallest.
You.
Yes.
Um,
So yeah.
yeah,
So
so we literally, like we're literally a normal family from Erie. We grew up in the hood. I did come. I'm going to be real and transparent. I did come from an abusive hood home, and so my mom used to be getting abused, and so I did see that a lot growing up. And so when we moved to Detroit, it was just a different vibe. It was fast paced, it was just a lot of a lot of my real friends are like I made when I moved to Detroit,
Okay.
So it just yeah.
So with Detroit, pretty much what do they say? It's like Erie made me, but Detroit raised me.
That's what I say.
So yeah. So tell me about that, because like I've known you to be, to me, I'm like, Brooklyn was in Erie all her life, and then she grew up and moved to Detroit. But I didn't even realize, like, wow, you did in high school. You moved to Detroit.
I really feel like I grew up in Detroit, simply because I was 14, 15 when I moved. And so I was in high school, and it was the first time where I was able to see like rich, wealthy Black people.
That's deep. I'll tell you why that's deep, because being from here, when I've ever, and I'll be honest, when I've ever heard of Detroit, it's always like, oh, gang, like real hood, everything. So for you to say that that's the first time you saw like rich people, like that's kind of,
oh yeah, like first time I seen, like when I was in high school, kids in my grade in the 9th grade were driving to and from school in their cars, like with designer jewelry on, stuff, and we coming from here, we don't know what real designer, like, listen, we don't know what real designer is, real jewelry is, like we're really like a little way behind everybody in the world.
We are. God bless.
And so so when I moved to Detroit, it was a different world. I'm like, dang, like people are living in big mansions, driving nice cars, and maybe they're in the street, but a lot of times they may be business owners, lawyers, like successful Black people that are not rude, nasty. They're friendly, they're nice. Like, it just was like, dang, like this is because growing up in Erie, you don't really see that like that.
Yeah.
And I was like one of probably the very few, Black kids in my school at one point.
So, in Detroit or in Erie?
In Erie.
Okay. So I want to talk. So with you saying, like, I was raised with 7 kids. Sometimes we lived in a 2-bedroom, and I moved to Detroit and saw all these wealthy people being successful. Like, how did that kind of at 15 and in your teens, like, what did that make you feel like, or how did that make you feel about just life and your life at that time? Because I know at 15, listen, I grew up with low self-esteem. So at 15, like anytime I saw somebody doing like better than me, I'm like, wow.
No, it motivated me, inspired me. It was like, dang, like, and it just so happened that I just like, I connected with just real, genuine, humble people, and I'm not a flashy person still to this day. So I never, the flashiness didn't motivate me. It was just like the Black excellence motivated me. I just loved that. I was just like, dang, like, wait, I went to like, it was like an all Black school.
Wow.
So I was in heaven. I was like, ooh, like the boys. Like I stopped playing basketball. I was just like,
she done quit her love for the for the success.
World coming from where we come from. It was just like, that's like going to an HBCU, as when you go to that all Black college. But I was like, this was, we were able to leave, like, from lunch, and it was just so much freedom, And so, I mean, I was in school with like, celebrity kids, and it so it was just different. And it just, me coming from a smaller city, I just was like, it just motivated me, like Black excellence. Like I love to see, the big houses that people that they own.
Yeah. So do you feel like once you moved, because like you've been quite successful now, at how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 31.
Hey, you're in your 30s. How you liking 30s? Because I feel
Oh,
like
I love this.
30s
This is the best ever.
ever. Okay. Like I
Why they be
remember
trying to
Kate
scare us?
Dolak.
Why they be
Yeah.
trying to scare us of our 30s?
Yeah, listen, this is like the best, the best. So, anyways, so do you feel like you moving to Detroit is where you started feeling like I want to be a business owner, or has that been something that you've always wanted to do since you were younger?
You know, I've always, okay, so my grandmother, she was a salon owner. So I grew up,
It's Viv,
so like
OG.
I was doing hair at 10 years old. I was
Mm-hmm.
braiding hair. I had customers washing hair, braiding hair. Like, so I've
Mm-hmm.
always been a hustler
Yeah.
before I moved to Detroit. And I've always been a hustler. I never wanted to say, like, I always said I would own my grandmother's salon and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But you just be talking like that. No, I'm not gonna say that it made me want to, because I didn't know any, like, none of my friends were business owners. We were just hustlers. We had jobs. I don't have 30, 40 jobs,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know. So no, I'm not gonna say that it made me want to be a business owner. It may have turned my hustle up for sure, because it's like,
Mm.
I don't want to go back to Erie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to move back to my hometown once you experience something different.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for me to just, like, I've wanted nice things, as far as, I don't need the biggest house, the jets. I don't need stuff like that. I just need I need that security, right? As
Mm-hmm.
long as my mom had a station wagon, this, like, dropping us off, and we were so embarrassed. We were telling her, drop us off at the corner. Let's walk.
Like we don't want to be seen. We can do that in Erie. We can't do that in Detroit. Treasure says it was just a different world, made you feel like anything was possible.
Yeah.
So she said, as kids in Erie, we didn't see none of the black success. So and I do want to touch on that because I I love our city and I know we have so much potential here, but being that you're saying like I didn't want to go back to Erie,
Mhm.
like what made you feel like that?
To be honest with you, I moved my business and everything from Erie.
Mm-hmm. Which I want to just
We
say
can
real
get
quick,
into that.
I'm proud of you for doing that. I am, and
Thank you.
not saying for it to be taken away from Erie, but I know you. I saw you struggling with that feeling, and for you to put yourself first and make that decision for you, like I'm very proud of you for that. And
Thank
I've
you.
been wanting to tell you that. So, but yeah, go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thank you. And so, I'm one of those. So I used to always come back to, not always, but I used to come back to Erie, because I had friends there and, like, my cousins and stuff there. And so when I got older and I got into business, Erie, that's my hometown. And so I'm in this bigger city where they're not, Erie don't have people you can, like, really get your hair, like, in these different styles and get these
Mhm.
type of lash extensions and get these services. They didn't
Mhm.
have it at all with the last few years. And so
Mhm.
I was like, yo, I'm seeing these services being done. I'm getting them done. I want to bring this back to my hometown,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
we gotta go to Cleveland and Buffalo for this. And
Mhm.
so I just, like, would offer these services, and I would travel. I would travel, back and forth. And the reason why I didn't want to go back there is because first of all, I always want to move forward in life. Like, I
Right.
always want to move forward, but there is a dark cloud over Erie. Every time I
Mm.
go there, I'm not gonna lie to you, I get into, like, a depression, like,
Mm.
and it's just a dark cloud over the city. And that's
Mhm.
that's just not Erie. That's just any
Mhm.
small city, any city,
Mhm.
but really
Mhm.
the city you come from. And I get a lot of love from the city of Erie.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just, I don't know. There's a reason why my mom moved us to Detroit.
Mhm. Mhm.
You
Here's
know.
Mama in the comments. She said, "I feel like it was easy to start a business in Detroit. Not as many roadblocks and obstacles this eerie. Being this eerie is a Commonwealth state and by the book."
Oh yeah.
And I
It's,
know we
it's
hear that a lot. And I will say, I do believe that there's a lot of progression happening in Erie, but I do understand that there's still a lot of roadblocks and obstacles that we face. But I think that there are so many people doing amazing things, including myself. I'm gonna just put it
yeah,
out there,
yeah.
okay?
You definitely
But I
are.
will say, like, you you inspiring people even from the outside, I believe that you're still pouring into Erie, and I think that that speaks volumes that you're not, you don't seem to be like, okay, I left Erie, I'm never looking back, as far as you trying to still support your city. And I think that's a huge deal, because you don't have to do that. You don't have to be like, man, I left and I've been gone for how many years, but you are still willing to pour back in, even if it's the connections you still make with people and things like that. So I do commend you on that for sure.
Thank you. I'm gonna be real with you. When I had my salon there, and it was the hardest thing that I ever did, simply because of like, so I mean, it was just I don't know if we can even get into it. It get deep, but so I brought two salons there, because we didn't have any young, hip, black owned salons. We didn't have, there's the talent is there, but we didn't have a place for people to go, really, for me. And so I wanted a place where, like in Atlanta, you can go to a salon suite and you can actually, there's 20 stylists in the one place getting serviced by, young, or, just hairstylists and makeup artists. It's one-stop shop. And so when I decided to, bring that to Erie, I barely had two people to work or want to work.
Your sister said, "Fix the camera, BK."
What's wrong with the camera?
Is it better now, Treasure?
I don't know, y'all. Bronx is just distracting me.
I know. Listen, he it's his world. We just living it right now.
So I didn't, I didn't there's a lot of people that are not licensed there that do hair and stuff like that. So when you want to bring a business that's a salon and or anything like that, you got to make sure that people are licensed. You got people to work with you, and then I just underestimated how hard it would be if I was not in that same city performing the services or, there to really be hands-on, because I live in a different city. But Erie is a great place for business. I would say, just depends on what type of business. But if you actually live in the city of Erie and you are the one performing your hands on, I feel like it's a great place, especially for like real estate, and it's becoming a growing market, especially for our people.
Yeah.
It just was a little hard for me because I just do not live there, and it was just, I got anxiety of flying too, so I didn't want to. It was
really, a lot.
It was a lot, but it did well. I didn't lose any money or anything like that. I want to be able to be able to walk into my shop every single day.
Yeah, I feel you. I get that. And you know what? Listen, you did what was best for you. But I told you we're not going to talk all about business on this. So let's really talk about. Okay. And I know it's when this is your name isn't Billionaire Brooklyn for nothing. So I believe it is just natural to kind of go back to that place. But I do, since we're talking about Mr. Bronx over there, I have seen you and I've been in a group with you. We're like, how y'all do this? So how's motherhood, BK?
Motherhood is really great. I'm not gonna lie, like he just gives me reason. It's great. Yes. It is definitely challenging. Like people say, you act like you act like you've done this before. And I'm like, do I? Because I'm like, I'm a Leo, so I'm very like nurturing and protective, and like I'm that like strong lioness there. But motherhood is amazing. It does get challenging, balancing everything. But at the end of the day, he's my peace. I can get off social media for a month. I don't have to talk to nobody. And me and him, he's learning. He's as you can see, he's so spoiled.
He's like, listen, you gonna hear me on this podcast, lady.
He is always up under me, but I really love motherhood. Like that's just the first thing. Like I don't even want you to, when you think of me, don't think of me as a business owner. Think of me as a great mother.
I know that's right.
But motherhood is great. I do love it.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So let's go back. You talked about the experiences your mother went through and what you saw. So you being a mom now, how has that kind of seeing how your mom, because I have my own experiences with, things I went through
Mm-hmm.
when my children were younger,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, and things that I look at now as my kids are now 10 and 7, like I can't, I'm so glad I got out of that situation, because I would never
Mm-hmm.
want to see my kids see me that broken. So like,
Mm-hmm.
see, how did that, like, how did that help or shape you into the mother you are now, and being, seeing those situations?
Um, well, I feel like it made me, like, I knew what type of love that I wanted for myself and respect that I
Mhm.
wanted for myself from
Mhm.
any man in my life. And then
Mhm.
also, it's a lot of trauma. Like when you experience stuff like that as a kid, you don't realize that it's trauma. So I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, like, I used to be turning up in relationships. I'd be ready to fight,
Yeah.
because it's like, you ain't finna play with me,
Mhm.
and so you have that trauma that you think is normal. Like, you think arguing and you think fighting and stuff like that is normal, and it's not normal.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
my kids ain't gonna be dealing with no stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I think it's really important for people to heal themselves and to really
Mhm.
realize, like, yo, arguing and fighting and stuff like that. I ain't even arguing in front of my baby. Like,
Mhm.
you know. So I really think that it's important for people to that came from traumatic households to really do the inner work and to realize, like, yo, this was a traumatic thing that I've dealt with when I was a kid. I don't want my kids to experience that at
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
Or if you feel like you're dealing with somebody and they start to see, like, I ain't gonna lie, you showed me signs. I I ain't feeling it. We ain't even going there. If you got some certain characteristics, it's just like, it's just not gonna work.
Mhm.
So me and his dad are actually, like, we live together, like, we co-parent well. He has a great dad, and so
Mhm.
I'm blessed, for that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just did a lot of, for me, because I didn't want to be a toxic person. Because I was pretty toxic in my younger days.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. And your sister is on here talking about, saying BK gives the best relationship advice.
I
You
do.
done been on a lot of, you done did your own live. So we know for sure you've had your intakes and things on different relationship stuff. But I want to ask, you talk about doing the inner work. What does that look like to you when you say that? If somebody would be like, I don't even know where to start, like, what does that even mean? Like, what
Great
what
question.
does the inner work look like?
So the inner work for me
Mhm.
is really, like, can't nobody tell me about me, right?
Mm.
I ain't sitting up here saying I'm perfect, because some people on here, they'll tell you, I will get right with you. And and so doing the inner work, is basically, for me, is like looking at myself in the mirror. Why
Mhm.
am I why am I, angry? Why am I
Mhm.
acting, like, why do I feel like I need to, act like this or react like this? Like, what's bothering me? Like, I
Right.
literally have talks with myself, right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
literally, like, looking yourself in the mirror, like, girl, you tripping, or girl, stop.
Mhm.
Like, you got to talk to yourself. So for me,
Mm.
inner work
Yep.
is talking to yourself. It's writing it's spending time, like, when we are working and we're doing all these things, and we got kids and we got a man and we got friends, we do not spend time with ourselves.
Ourselves. Yeah.
Like, how many of y'all spend 10 minutes to yourself, by yourself, not just in silence, but like literally meditating or praying, and just
Mhm.
like, what am I feeling and why am I feeling like this? Learning
Mhm.
yourself.
Mhm.
So when you're learning yourself, you start to dig up things that you like, dang, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
That's uncomfortable. But you know what? It's me and it's real. And then you start, like I said, it's basically learning yourself. And
Right.
then start thinking about things that, like, what make, like, for me, I'm like, okay, when I do this, this makes me feel like this. I need to cut that
Mhm.
out and do more.
Mm.
Like, what makes me happy other than making money, and like, what makes me
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I didn't even know what made me, happy for a long time. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, things like, I didn't have I didn't have a hobby.
Hobby. Oh my gosh, yes. And that's funny you say that because I felt the same way. Like, um, transparency, like I was in a relationship for 13 years, starting from
Wow.
10. Yeah, and listen, it's part of my journey, but from 10th grade to adulthood.
Wow.
So my focus was being committed to being this best girlfriend I could be. And then I became a mother, and it was being the best mother. And when I got out of that relationship completely, I'm like, who the heck is Davina?
Yeah.
Like, I went from being this little child, this young girl
Mm.
who just knew what her parents were telling her and how they were wanting me to be represented. And then I became this girlfriend, and there was things there. And then I became a mother. And to be like, okay, I'm still a mom, but who am I outside of being in this relationship that I was committed to? I have no hobbies. I didn't my whole 20s. I did not travel. I did not travel my whole 20s. I'm 32 and I'm just learning to travel. I've been on a plane once. You know
Wow.
what I mean? And it was
Yeah.
like there's so many things that I'm like, wow, who am I? And I had to sit with myself. Like, and this healing journey has been a lot because, like you said, you got to sit and talk with yourself.
You gotta learn
Sitting and
yourself.
talking with yourself is not comfortable.
You gotta look in the
Okay.
mirror.
Yes.
You gotta be able to be like, first, this is another thing too. Like, you gotta make yourself happy.
Yes.
Because you'll try to find happiness in a man or in something, and then when that thing leaves, you just like, dang, my happiness depending on a person, thing, and they're gone. So now I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you have to pour into yourself. You have to really like self-love is really the best love, to the point where I don't care if everybody in the room is mad, miserable. Everybody know when they call me, I'm happy. I'm like, what's up? I ain't got time for the negative energy. Like,
Yes.
I'm happy. So
Yeah.
learning to love yourself again, and
Mm-hmm.
learning just to learn yourself. Like,
Learn yourself.
it takes work. Like, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, my journey, like my morning routine is so important. I never had a morning routine growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But my morning routine is so deep, to the point where I'm so blessed. I know we're not gonna talk about business like that, but
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I just love entrepreneurship, and the reason why I love it for me, is because some days I may need to take 4 hours for myself.
Yeah.
To get my mental right, to get my mental and my spirit. I need to get myself balanced. And so if I don't have my morning routine, my days and weeks are gonna be messed up. Sometimes I can do it for 30 minutes. Sometimes I can do it for an hour or 2 hour. Sometimes I might just need a whole day to pour into myself.
Come on, sis.
Or it's
Say it.
gonna get hectic. So it's a constant thing that you're like, nobody's ever perfect. Like, I work on myself all day, every day. And you
Amen.
don't know when I don't work on myself, because I'm gonna be a little bit of moody on you. So,
And yes. And so that, with that being said, and you saying this morning routine and things like that, like, when did you start feeling like, yeah, I gotta start doing this? Like, like, is it recent within these last few years? Like, when did you start realizing, like, yeah, I gotta put BK first?
so in 2018, that's when I committed myself. What I did was I had
Okay.
this orange notebook. I don't know if you guys follow me. If y'all do, y'all might know about the orange notebook, but I actually quit / got fired from my job. And because I said I wasn't coming in, and then it was like, we fired. So I quit, and they put whatever. But anyway, I said, I'm done playing with my business. I'm done playing with my potential. I'm done playing with myself. Like, I'm done. And I committed myself. I learned, I followed someone named Charlie Rocket. And
Okay.
he said that he would have all these notebooks that he wrote as a kid, that he wanted to be these things, and he spoke them and wrote them, like people he wanted to meet. And I was like, and it happened. And I was like so inspired. I was like, dang, like, is this magic? So I was like, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start. I didn't know anything about affirmations. I didn't know anything about manifest. I didn't know anything about any of that. So I literally had to trick my mind to believe in myself, and to believe that I could accomplish these things, because I didn't think that I could do it. So he would talk about a morning routine. And so every day, a part of my morning routine, I would write in that notebook, and I would manifest things. I wrote down my shop before it was even a shop. I wrote down me making 6 figures before I even made
Mm-hmm.
20K. I
Mm-hmm.
wrote down just all these things and they actually happened. I wrote down having a podcast and being on
Mm-hmm.
interviewed and traveling, teaching people all over the world, helping them start businesses. And then I'm on tour around the United States teaching people. Like I didn't even know I was going to do this stuff. I wanted to do these
Yes.
things, right? And so that's when I started to have a morning routine. I've noticed that waking up earlier it did it for me. Waking up
Mm-hmm.
earlier, making sure that my space is neat and clean at all times, making sure that I'm eating high, energy foods, making sure that I'm taking care of my diet. I've been saying I was going to work out for so long. I'm not going to cap. I just started working out a couple of months ago, but I've been consistent with it. And it's like, so I would say I've been consistent since 2018,
Okay.
2018, when I made that commitment to really like get a morning routine, do these affirmations, change, shift my mindset and go all in with, bettering me and, just, you got to become a different person. It just get deep, y'all.
It does. It does. And while you talking about getting deep, let's get deep. What you else you got to say about that? Because
You
you
know,
like first of all, can we let's go back to the comments because the comments
I
been
can't see the
blowing up. I
comment.
gotta scroll up just a little bit.
I can't see
So
the
first
comment.
of all, the social experiment says she'll turn it up. Asia said yes. So we've been speaking. Somebody, social experiment said, speak life into yourself. I know it. Treasure
Mhm.
said, I can so relate. And she said, you got to find what you like all over again. Yes, during
Yeah.
your yes. My mama, Annalie, she said, millennial mama's out here doing the dang thing. Glow queen.
Yes. Yes.
Vantasia, this. Yes,
You
come on,
mentioned
comments. So and then we got listen, when you said the thing about you just started with the gym routine, I just knew Elaine was going to get out here, and she said yes, morning
she motivated
routine.
me. Elaine, like I appreciate her so much because, she would call me at 5 a.m. Like, what's up, friend? You said you was getting up. And I'd be in my bed sleep. I said, dang, you know what? Next time you call me, I'm gonna be in the gym. Next time
Yes.
she called me, I was in that gym.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
appreciate her.
Yes. And you know what? You were talking about like starting in 2018 with everything. And I believe we kind of started this
So
like,
we really started in 2015, back in the day. But
who?
you ain't started in 2015?
Not, girl, I don't know what I was doing. 2015, I had my son. 2016, I started saying stuff. But
Okay.
like 2018 is when I launched Divinely Crowned and was like, okay. But like,
Got
I
you.
will say you definitely, like, it was like back and forth. I feel like you started your hair, I think in
That was
2018,
2015.
15.
I
Okay.
became
So maybe
serious
dang,
in
I feel like,
2015. Like,
dang, maybe you are right. Shoot.
yeah, I started my company in 2015. I didn't even have a
Okay.
name. I didn't have a name for that company. I didn't get serious until 2000.
Till
That's when I went like
2018. And
learned
maybe you're
about
right.
business and like learned like dove deep.
Mhm.
I went from like hustling to like business in 2018.
Okay. Okay. And you know, now that I think I think yeah, 2016 is when I was like I need to start figuring something out, and then it's just been progressing. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. But people are really in these comments. Power in loving yourself, my mom said. Billionaire Brooklyn, the descendant of a great woman. So
Yeah.
speaking of a great woman, see, look, see, my mama helping these questions just to flow, okay? But speaking of that, um, you said you grew up with 7 kids, your mom. I know from Facebook, sometimes y'all be going at it, okay? And we gonna be real and transparent because listen, that's what it is. But what is it like growing up with siblings now, like from childhood to now adults, and you all are on these different journeys, and even with your mom, like the what is family like to you?
So family is really important to me. Like I do this for my family. When I started my business, every single business I'd say, listen, y'all, come work with me. You could quit your job. I need like let's do this family business. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything is family for me. But I realized like people go on their own journeys and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people like, you know, we just everybody just different. and I'm the oldest sister. And so I got younger sisters and brothers, and we go hard. Like we will throw them, but we will fight.
I feel you.
And that's like I feel like that's brothers and sisters. Period.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might not be, y'all. Remember, I told y'all we come from a toxic.
No, listen, because listen here, me and Devonna, wait till I get Devonna in here for us to have our real honest. Devonna and I, we done been through a journey, so I get it. It's normal. It's listen.
I'm talking about we fight like I done had black eyes from
I get it.
So from family, brothers and sisters. So it's like, but we love each other. Like, don't play with us because we gonna
sure.
We gonna be
sure.
You,
Treasure said, "Hold on now. No, I didn't mean it in a bad way, Treasure. I'm just saying, like,
because Treasure.
I love Treasure.
We got loud, like we have loud, crazy personalities and stuff.
Yes.
And everybody say I'm just so hard. So like, if I got something to say to you, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like I have like that tough love. And then my sister Angel, she's like, she'll say what I'm saying, but she'll say it in a different, soft, sweet way. So everybody is sensitive, and they just feel like I'm just so,
You're not the oldest. You're the oldest sister?
I'm the oldest daughter.
Oldest daughter. Okay,
because I got Corey.
Corey, yes. Yeah. What my mom said, the Paisley Bro and Sis original gangsters of Cool Hood Now. My God. She said, I'm the ghetto sensitive.
Yeah. Ooh, that is Treasure.
Oh, yes. So let's see here. I feel like this, first of all, it's lit. Okay.
I love these questions because I never get to talk about stuff like this unless you like know me, because I'm pretty a private person. Like I don't have that many friends or anything like that. Like my same friends for years. And so I don't really open up and talk about stuff like this. And so I really enjoy this so people can really,
get to know you.
Get to know me, and just you got to realize like people be going through the same stuff you be going through. You don't be knowing what people be going through. You can't put nobody on a pedestal, or you might have a better life than they got.
No, for sure. For sure. The social experiment said, yeah, it's good to actually get to know VK. Listen, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me. So I told her before I even got on here, like, listen, I love you and I'm very proud of your business, but we ain't talking about that too much tonight. Okay. We're going to talk about the real raw you. So with you talking about friendship, let's talk a little bit more about that, because for me, and don't make me get emotional on here, because I feel like lately, like my friends, man, like them are my people so heavy. Like friendship has always been important to me. Like I literally have my mom can tell you, like I have always been this loyal friend, and a lot of times I got screwed over. And I feel like now as an adult, I'm finally finding my genuine people. And I know they're genuine because the way I literally feel with them, heavy. So with you saying like I have my same friends, like how important is friendship to you? And like, what is the relationships you have with your friends in your life?
So I'm gonna be real. Oh, people ain't gonna like this. They ain't gonna like this. I'm keeping it real. Listen, I used to be so friends because I never had an older sister. So like being at home with 7 kids and your sisters want to go with you everywhere, and you just want to escape. So I used to always just want to escape to my friend's house and stuff like that. And so like I was always just so big on friendships and stuff. And so now as an adult, listen, I've had female friends and male friends. I feel like I only got, like, I would say 2 best friends. I don't even talk to one of my best friends no more because it's just weird. But listen, I'm not that big on friendships no more. Like I'm no, because people are not right. Friends stole from me. Friends talked down and spread rumors and lies on me. Friends sabotage my relationships. Friends stab me in the back. My mom always would say, y'all don't need friends. You got brothers and sisters. And my mom real.
Said that same thing.
Friends, like I got 1 best friend, 2 best friends, and it's like it's to the point where I had a couple, like I've always kept a small, like tight circle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's friends that I was literally friends with for years. Once I had my baby, they gone.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen my
Mm-hmm.
baby, never nothing. And I'm like, we used to talk all the time, every day until I had my son.
Mm-hmm.
Never did anything to these people or anything. And it's just like, friends are cool, but I like to have connections where like we could be like connection, like I don't know. I don't know. I'm really friends will mess with your man. Like friends,
Yeah.
it's
I
deep.
do I do understand where you're coming from for sure with that. And you're right. And for me, I will say like personally, I get that because like I said, like a lot of friends like growing up I had baby and I was committed to my relationship and people were like, well, no, you're putting a man before and whatever. But like I literally for me, and I tell people this all the time, I literally had to pray. I'm a prayer. Y'all know people, I if you see me, I'm a woman of God. I love God and I believe in the power of prayer. And I remember one year I literally prayed like, God, send me like-minded people, people that genuinely are going to be in my life and be real
Yeah,
with me and truly have my back and pour into me as much as I pour into them.
yeah,
And I believe in these last few years, the people that were not really for me have fully like have fallen off and God has made a way for them to fall off. And those who, even if it's just for a season, because I do believe people can be in your life for a
definitely.
season, and when they're in my life I do my best to value them and show them because they're showing me. And Elise said quantity over quality, and I've had to learn that too. She Because I used to be like, I need all these friends around me and I need all these people
No,
around me, but it is
no.
about quality
It's
and
about that
people,
quality. It's about having that same genuine. It's that genuine,
that
that
connection.
connection. Because like I could meet somebody that I just met on social media or just met a month ago, and they support me harder than
Yeah.
friends have ever done.
Mhm.
So like I
Mhm.
like meeting, like making connections with people, and the
Mhm.
energy don't lie.
Mm-mm.
Because
It doesn't.
I've had friends that we're boss friends, and then as soon as I do something that is similar to what they do, they blocking me, and it's weird. And it's like I thought we was boss friends.
Okay.
So it's just like I don't play that. And then I'm just a and like if I mess with you, I mess with you because like I don't let people in. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm cool with people. I'm like nice and stuff, but my circle
Tight.
real
I
tight,
know. No, I
real
feel
tight.
you. I really
And
feel
I feel
you
like
on
you have
that.
to be that way. You
Mhm.
gotta protect your energy. You gotta
You
protect
do.
your space because like it's just being from Erie, being from you go through so much
You do.
being
You
a
do.
person, but really come from a small town. Like I'm glad that I came from Erie because I seen a lot of grimy stuff growing up. That when I was able to go to Detroit, I was like hip to stuff. I was like, I was kind of hip when it came to men and when it came to like women and friends and stuff. Like so now, like I don't deal with like any like my friends. We ain't been in no drama. We don't be in fights. Like we don't be on.
Yeah.
Like it's just good vibes, good energy. Like now that
Mhm.
we're grown and stuff, but like I don't fall out with my friends. I've had the same friends for 15 years, 20
That's
years.
good. And that's a beautiful thing for sure. That's a beautiful to have and you, like you said, making connections, genuine connections. And I feel like that's what it's all about. And I think that like when you're growing in yourself, um you're able to detect a little bit more about who
Definitely,
truly is with you. And like you
yeah,
talk about energy and discernment. I'm big on like having that discernment. And I do believe that it comes from self-love. And when
definitely.
you when you're loving yourself truly and authentically, that is when the right people are connected to you. Like it is it's like a magnet.
Yeah,
So it's something that is beautiful, and I believe that a lot of people mm, are not able to experience that, and I do believe it comes from a lack of self-love. So
yeah.
with that, I do want to go back to you talking about, you having to look in the mirror and things like that. So for you, what does self-love look like? Or what if you were to talk to a younger, because right now I will say this, our younger generation is
Whew.
struggling.
Yes.
And I get emotional just I was driving today and just watching the kids, like I'm like, I just want to grab them all and hug them and tell them they are worthy.
Yeah.
So for you, like, what does self-love look like, and what would you tell a younger woman or even younger man about how important it is to love yourself?
See, self-love, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought everybody had like self-love
Mm.
growing up. I thought everybody had like confidence and stuff growing up because like I had so much love for myself and it was seen as a bad thing. People would
Mhm.
be like, you conceited, or get out that mirror, or you think you the
Mm.
shit, and you think you this and you think you that. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to think highly of myself.
Mm.
I don't think I'm better than nobody. I ain't down talking nobody, but I know me.
Mhm.
Right. And so I feel like you got to accept the fact that there's nothing wrong with loving yourself.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with putting yourself first. It's nothing wrong with setting boundaries, saying no, saying I'm done, saying I don't like this, or I ain't feeling you, and
Mhm.
saying no without an explanation. So
Mm.
all
Oh.
like
Oh, we got to come back to that.
I'm a people pleaser, and I'm a people pleaser. And
Yeah.
so please yourself.
Yeah.
Once you get comfortable with nobody being around you and you're happy, and you like, I don't need any likes from Instagram. I
Mhm.
don't need any guys texting my phone.
Mhm.
I don't need any heart eyes in the DM.
Mhm.
I love myself.
Mhm.
Like I'm happy with myself. It's so important because that's your power.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your power. And so self-love looks like to me is just putting yourself first unapologetically.
Mm. Period.
Like
Period.
just because I just feel like with this generation now, people are so caught up with like online and social media, right? And
Mhm.
needing validation. You
Mhm.
don't need nobody to validate you. You
Mhm.
don't need you're valid. God made you.
Oh, come on. We're
And
about to have church on the Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast.
no, for real, like God made you. You God's kid. Like that
Yes.
makes me feel like I could do anything. Like
Anything.
I'm that girl. Like
Mhm.
I'm God's child.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like y'all definitely got to get in tune with your your get in tune with God.
Yeah.
I know,
Period.
like I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not
Right.
gonna even keep saying, oh, I know some people don't believe in God, whatever you call
Yeah.
him.
Come
No, get in
on.
tune with God.
Yeah. Come on, sis.
Like for real, get in tune with God, and that's it. Like when you like so much stuff that you may not be feeling or understanding, God gonna show you and
He
give
gonna
you the strength to get through.
yeah, for sure.
He gonna give you the answers. You're gonna be like, man, you ain't gonna need nobody. I'm trying to tell you. So like sit with yourself, sit with God, like ask God to help you love yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know, and then you may wake up with or have a dream, or you may wake up with a thought and find your perfect morning routine or your perfect
Mhm.
book that inspires you. Y'all got to start reading too.
Yeah. I
Read
need to
books.
finish a dang book. I have
Yeah.
so many books that I've started freaking on audio and book, like paper, and I need to finish a book.
Davina, do you know this? I'm not going to last year around this time, I finished my first book I ever read.
Okay. I feel better.
We don't read.
Dang.
We
Yeah.
don't read. And
We don't.
I dedicated, I was going through the hardest time. This around this time. Well, I was getting my shop open around that time.
Mhm.
I was going through the hardest time. And the book was called The Power of Broke.
Mm.
I said, I'm going to finish this book. I just wanted to accomplish something. But the amount of knowledge that I've learned in that book, it just resonated with me. I felt like I was in church.
Mm.
It got me through so much. You learn so much about life in these books.
Mhm.
So I can
Mhm.
recommend some books to y'all that really help you, that'll help you with your self-love. Because a lot of times we're looking for love in other things and places when look, we can even read. We can read. We don't like my journey is not your journey.
Right.
You got to really find what really works for
Works.
you. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I first let's go back. Let's take a step back to these comments. These comments are blowing up, which means we are having great conversation. Listen, we didn't get the I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna just toot my own horn because clearly that's what I'm supposed to be doing these days. But Divinely Crowned Conversations is not coming to play with y'all. So just understand the assignment is being assigned and it's being met. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go back to these comments. Okay, meaningful relationships and connections are everything. Elaine, I only want goal friends.
Facts.
Angel, blocklist gang gang. That's my sister-in-law. And I actually, before I got on going back to the friends thing, I like I said, I have my it's I think it's like 5 or 6 of us, but they rooting me on, like, and I even just was telling them, like, I'm so grateful for you guys. And when it comes to my sister Devana, like,
Mhm.
we grew up, like you said, like tussling, like everything. And Devana was older, so she was like, you ain't about to hang with me and my friends. And like, I would cry to my mom about it, everything. But now I'm like, she don't want to be my friend and whatever. As we got older, we're in our 30s, and me being so close to her and having our small group, it's the best thing. So Angel saying gang gang. Asia, she said you have to be able to read through the weird stuff. This is going back to friendship. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with these comments. I hope I'm doing good. Somebody said, a Facebook user said, but they've given the men multiple chance. Friendship. I want to eventually have a segment just on friendship, because friendship is it's hard. It's hard. Elaine, we talking about goals, like what's next? Elaine, don't play. Coach Elaine, do not play. Kaya, I am truly enjoying the high level conversation. We appreciate that comment. I know I do. I don't know if you do, DK,
Yes.
but I appreciate that. My little Nana, this is my grandmother. Davina, you in
Oh,
Brooklyn are doing an excellent job. Keep it real and relevant. That's all we know how to
yes.
do. One thing I know about Brooklyn is she is always keeping it real.
Period.
On her social media, Brooklyn will go live and be like, listen, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and y'all ain't gotta like me. So let's talk about that.
Ooh, okay.
Let's talk about adversity, because I just made
Ooh.
a post the other day about how, as you're growing and walking more in your purpose, which I'm learning,
Mhm.
that you're met with a lot of adversity and a lot of, you know, people wanting you to please them, and people talking about you, and I'll be transparent. I'm still struggling, because I still be caring a little bit about what people say, and I'll just be honest, and I'm learning to not.
Mhm.
But in this field that I'm in, of being a influencer and a motivational person and a positive person and all this stuff, and being met with adversity, it can really make you feel defeated. So what is your take on adversity and how to handle when you're faced with it? Ah!
Like, I'm a fighter.
Oh.
What's up? Like, I'll be ready. Like, new levels, new devils.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going to the, like, and I'm so glad that, like, I understand that, because I will be going to a new level in life and in business and of elevation and just all around just growth.
Mm-hmm.
And so much stuff will come into my life to bring me down 10 steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is what they talk about when they say new levels, new devils.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I'm on to the next level. It's coming. I just got to get through these steps. I got to break through these doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no journey is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have adversity. And so I heard someone say, if a million people love you, 250 people, I mean, wait, if a million people love you, 250,000 people will probably hate you. What's more important?
Mm.
I'm not worried about the people that, like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really get a lot of hate and stuff like that I see, but I don't really
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I gotta realize too, when I first like social media is a place where people are canceling and all that stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, it's like, I gotta be me. If I can't show up in my business, if I can't show up on Facebook and social media, if I can't show up in our friendship and I can't be fully me, or I gotta tiptoe around you, or I gotta sugarcoat stuff, that's not authentic.
Yes. Say it.
And I'm a creative, so I gotta show up as me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realize, I may say, oh, I'm not trying to ever offend nobody. You got to know me to really know what type of person I am.
Yeah.
Something I say might offend you, but it's not coming from a negative place. But everybody can have their own opinion. If you feel like you don't like me or what I'm doing or whatever, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, go back and forth with stuff, but as I elevate, look, I got to think of myself like Beyonce. What would Beyonce do?
I've started to adopt that too,
What
especially
would
when
Beyonce
for
do?
a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
What would
Beyonce
Beyonce do?
Beyonce would not acknowledge this.
Mm-hmm. Or even like I always, and I've talked to a few people like, listen, like these big companies that they get hate every day, all day long, and they keep pushing through. And yes, they're companies, and yes, they're celebrities, but you have to take, like, you kind of gotta look at it that way too. Like, listen,
Definitely.
they just keep pushing, and maybe it does affect them, who knows, but just keep pushing, keep being who you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And eventually people, those who are barking will, they'll eventually
And you know
stop.
what?
Like,
You know who you are.
yes, for
So
sure.
I'm comfortable. Like, I know who I am. I know my heart. And
Mm-hmm.
so like, it's to the point where I can't even read comments because I'm just like, I just, if you focus on the adversity so much, like, how are you gonna grow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna come, but I don't know. I just block stuff out. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When things get like even heavy on social media, as you see, I could disappear. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't heavy with me, but I may just
It's a lot.
constantly see things going on in
Yeah,
the world, and I just unplug from the world
for
and just
sure.
enjoy, like, being present with
For
my
sure.
baby, my family. So I don't be really worried about adversity like at this stage now, but back in the day, like, I would get with you sometimes, like I would go back and forth, and because I'm just a fighter. I'm always willing, especially when it's like somebody coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hard for you because people take your kindness for
For
weakness too.
weakness. Yeah, I
You
say that
know,
often. Like,
people
please
take
don't
your
take my
kindness.
kindness.
Yeah, they
Please
take
don't take my,
your kindness for weakness.
because I was just, my mom and I were just talking. I'm like, listen, people don't understand. If it wasn't for God, Davina would be a whole different person. Okay. Especially
Real.
when people try. That's why and it's a blessing to have people in my life that understand, like, I might have to get, I might have to like take this out like on y'all,
Yeah,
and y'all, I appreciate you forgiving me. But
yeah.
like, yeah, so I think that is an huge thing to be able to say, like, adversity doesn't bother me anymore, because
Mhm.
I think some people spend their whole life like feeling defeated by that. And
Yeah.
so that just goes to show it is possible for you to be able to do that and be able to block out those things. We are living in a world right now that it is the cancer culture, and it is the, you know, um everything's on social media. People want to talk about you, they can tag you and things like that, and you have to be willing to be like, you know what, I'm standing firm on who I am. And regardless of what anybody says about me, I'm take it or leave it at this point. Like,
Yeah.
take it or leave it
You
and
gotta
be
ignore
secure
stuff.
in that. You do.
You
You
gotta
for sure
ignore stuff.
do.
People be like, I might see certain things, and I just laugh and ignore it. And if my sisters or my friends are back and forth, it's like, to be real, I got energy to put somewhere else. I ain't even got energy to put
Say
in.
that.
I ain't got energy to put into this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get $1 billion. I'm
Okay. We
trying
billionaire
to go
Brooklyn.
to heaven.
Okay. She got better things to do.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I messed
It's
up.
okay.
Hold on now. How do I get it back going?
Oh shoot. I don't know. Is it, I don't even
I
know.
done
Does it say
unplugged my
stop
camera.
camera? Oh, he unplugged.
Oh Lord.
Listen, real authentic conversation, people.
I cannot. Wow.
Oh
Hold on.
my gosh, I'm cracking up.
How the heck do I do this?
I
Hold
don't know.
on.
You were on for a minute too. There we go.
So this is the wrong camera, but it's cool. I got okay. Let's see if this works. Hold on. There we go. That should work now.
Oh, okay. Here we go, real quick, right quick. So first, your my grandmother said you both have the courage to meet your challenges and making the impossible possible and making Jesus your best friend. You are incredibly outstanding ladies and entrepreneurs. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank
And then
you.
your mama, which I just had said something. I had a conversation with a friend about this, and then even I think posted it. But she said they talked about Jesus and he was perfect. And I think sometimes we just say that and it's cliche, but that's a powerful thing right there. Like, and I even said this the other day. I was like, listen, Jesus died on the cross for us.
Facts.
And he still told people to forgive me, God to forgive. So it's
Right.
like we gotta just keep pushing and just let the people that want to talk. But either way, so as we're talking about
Hold
growing
on
and
one sec.
every
I'm so
yes, go
sorry.
ahead. No,
I
you're
just have
fine.
to. I have to plug in my laptop,
Aw.
and then Bronx is crying.
He's like, listen, you left me. I'm trying to be part of this conversation.
All right. Here I come. Here I come.
I love it. I love it. I do. I don't listen. I love this stuff because this is real to me.
This is real, y'all.
This is real. Like
And I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like,
don't be not on here.
I'd be
Don't be
like,
on
oh my
here.
gosh, my son is acting up, and he's only
No.
9 months, but I'm a mom, y'all. He's gonna be around. He's gonna
Listen.
be in the video.
Yes.
Like,
And you know what? I think even talking about that, and I was just in your group, you and Kayla's, do I
yeah,
say her name right? Jakayla.
uh-huh.
Okay.
I
I
think
was in your group and you both had your children. And to me, that was so beautiful. You ladies got the job done. You made sure everything was, we got our money's worth.
yeah. Oh,
But to
thank
be able to
you.
see you two in what I would like to say is a vulnerable state, being able to nurture your children. I thought that was the most beautiful thing because back in like the day, that was like, oh my God, how dare them? And I feel like
I feel that way.
millennials have, and I'm gonna say millennials because I feel like millennials have literally changed the way that we view professionalism
Yes.
and life in so many different ways because it's like, listen, you're showing that, listen, I'm a whole boss out here. I got a crying baby. I'm teaching y'all how to be successful and make more money and everything is fine. Like, so it's just to me, I was like, yes, cry, baby. And your
Well,
mama's still
thank
gonna be
you.
teaching me.
Thank you. Thank you, because I really do feel like in the beginning, I was just like, feeling away, like, dang, these people are paying me for my time and my energy. And I don't want to have my baby in the back, crying or telling them to hold on, because that comes from even working. Like when you're at work or you're on a phone call and, like, and the kids crying, like this is my first child, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kids and stuff are, crying and stuff in the background. And it's like people become rude, they become agitated and all that stuff with you. And so like, I want to respect people's time. And I always feel like it's just, like you said, people might think that this is unprofessional. So I feel away because it's like I have a professional business and, I don't want my baby, like, going, like, I'd be trying to get him prepared, put him a nap. And sometimes it just happens to where he's up and he's active and crying. And it's like, you know what, listen, this is my business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the value. This is real raw. And, I'm not going to feel like, I'm not going to feel away anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So,
And yeah, and I admire that. Let me see. So who was in the comments? I just saw, she said, oh, Kaya, she said, we definitely got our money's worth.
yes.
So see, don't worry about it, boo. So I want to I know we've been on here for a whole, can I just be honest?
Yeah.
I literally was nervous. I was nervous as heck. I don't know why I do this, but at the same time was like, oh my God, this is officially like my live podcast. Like this, after everything, like, we literally for the last years, I'm scared to go live. And now like we're both on this.
We do that. We go live. We do it. Like, And this is so natural for us. And I love
Yeah,
that for us.
I do too.
I just thank you for me to be able to even be on your podcast, let alone to be your first guest.
Yes.
Like I'm honored. I'm so happy for you. I'm
Thank
so like,
you.
look, I got the mic, I got everything set up. So I know
Yes.
exciting feeling. We on YouTube and
Yes.
Facebook with it. Like this is the beginning of something great, y'all. She's a natural at this, and I'm
Don't
excited
make me cry on here, BK.
for real. I'm excited to be tuned in because I know, like you said, pushing through. You were nervous about getting live. Now you be on there dancing, getting your outfits turned, switching the outfits and just being yourself. You building your following, your community, and you're being you doing it with grace. You're doing like God be working through people, and so you could really like you can get paid. What do I say? I say your purpose can turn into profits because it's like this is your purpose. Like you are a confidence coach. You're a confidence coach.
Thank
and you're extremely confident, even though you are nervous and or you were nervous, but that's natural. Like I used to suffer from anxiety. I healed myself from anxiety by doing self-work, right? But getting on camera, going out, it was times that I couldn't even go to the grocery store. I was scared to go outside.
Whoa. I feel like we're literally going to have a listen, don't just know there's going to be a part 2 of BK and I, because I know we can go all night, and your mama over here like, Bronx, go to sleep. Kaya, she said, yes, she is. Congrats. Okay, so I do have one more question, but and I'm going to let you go after this because I got kids too. I know Bronx is like, Mom, it's time for bed. But you had posted earlier today, you said the seeds I planted are growing. I want to hear what that's about, and I want maybe you to leave everybody that's following, like, what that is and how people can feel that way like you did.
So what I wrote was, I've planted so many seeds within just many ways. So I'll say for even for business. And like I made certain investments. I've taken certain losses. When you plant a seed, when you plant a seed, you got to water it. It's going to grow. Somebody might come and cut the growth. You got to plant another seed. So a lot of the seeds that I've planted for years, I've been patient, and it's like they're blossoming. They're coming up and they blossoming, and I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. Even with planting seeds within me, within my own personal belief and my own personal growth. It's like, I had to plant seeds in my own life, in my own mental. And it's like, I'm seeing all these things that I've wanted come to life. I'm becoming the person I always knew I wanted to be. I'm getting that belief. I'm getting that faith in I'm getting like, sometimes like you'll lose I always get back on, like I always say, I'm back in my bag. Because sometimes you get out.
Yes.
So when you get back in your bag, it's like, that's just the energy that I'm in. And so when I say that I planted seeds and they're growing, it's financially, it's spiritually, it's just connections that I've made with people. Like even this, we're growing with this. We planted this seed how long ago?
I know.
So it just was a mixture of just different things that we've planted, we've said, and we're doing, and and we're seeing the results. And it may not come quick, but it comes.
It's happening. It's happening. And that is, I truly, I think that is so beautiful. I do. I just thank you so much for sharing that. So I have one more question. I said this was my last question, but as I'm growing, I've been saying, and I just had my event recently, and I literally was like,
on that too.
Thank you. I said the little girl in me is like set free.
Yeah.
And so I want to ask, and I think I might ask this question to every woman. What would you tell little Brooklyn at this age you are now? What would you tell her?
Girl, you knew it.
Hey, come on then and say that.
You knew it. You knew what you wanted. You knew who you wanted to be, not what you wanted to have. Not like you knew you have to become. People don't realize this. You have to become who you have to become you have to become a different person to have, like to get. So you can't do the same things and expect a different result. If you want to become a great person, a great woman, you want to become this successful business owner, you got to change. You got to get up in the morning. The old Brooklyn wasn't getting up till 11 or 12, was going out, was drinking, was turning all day, every day, was just lit. So I knew that I would be happy. I knew that I would be, somebody doing something. I don't know. I just knew that I would be that girl.
Yes.
And so, like I said, not just anything like financially or anything like that, but just like my spirit, just who I am as a person. Like, you knew that you would be here. Like, have you ever had those, in school, you see a professional woman or a woman come speak and you're just like, oh, I would like to be like that someday. Or I would like to dress like this, or I would like to have that type of aura, and it's like, I just feel like I'm becoming that woman that I knew that I would always be. Yes. Like, you did it. You're doing it, girl.
You did it. You're doing it. You're doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Yes.
I love that. And now I'm officially, anybody on my podcast, just know I'm about to ask you that same question. So be ready. Yeah. So let me look right back at these comments real quick, and then I'm going to let you go. This has been everything. I'm probably going to cry when I get off here. So just... if you really know me, you know I cry about everything.
Mine too.
Listen, I be crying. But let me just look and see if I missed anything.
You didn't talk about your situation.
What situation?
The ebook.
Oh shoot, Brooklyn, we're gonna have to talk about that because I ain't even started yet. But okay. I just listen. I know we gotta have a one-on-one call. There's a lot of things about to happen. Yes. So just stay tuned. Brooklyn I just was in an amazing class with her, and the ebook for Divinely Crowned is coming. I promise. For one, before the end of the year. Okay. Now y'all didn't hear it here first. I gotta follow through. And Brooklyn's not gonna let me not. But I'm about to get y'all all right with this confidence ebook. So just be prepared. But let me look at these comments, then I'm gonna let you go. Oh, the social experiment said, I feel like I'm part of the BK tree. I feel like I'm part of the BK tree too.
You are.
He been. Definitely. Yes, he has. Mama Robin said, I think since the pandemic, it's a little more socially acceptable. Oh, for the babies. Yes. The post, Kaya said the post gave me chills. It was like God used you and your platform to confirm questions I had within.
Wow.
Come on. Wow. Healing podcast. Listen,
I hope these too. She's been planting seeds for a minute. Yes. She's been with me in my community for a minute, and I can just see her trying new things and trying to get it. Like, girl, them seeds you are planting. That's what I'm talking about. You've been planting seeds. Yes. You've been having to dig them back and put them back. Girl, they finna blossom.
Yes, come on and speak it. Your mom said, Davina, you did an excellent job. She said very articulate, poised, and professional. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. For real. And just dawn on me who you are and makes me all more awesome. She said, can now picture you and your sister's faces at kids from the family. Yes, that was us. I love it. All right. Well, do you have anything to say before we get off here?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for having me on here. I really am proud of you, and for anybody who's watching this, y'all, keep going. Like, anything that you do in life, you're going to struggle, but you really don't fail unless you quit. There's been so many things that I had to go through that, y'all, it's stuff that may be really serious. And you know what? I act like it ain't a thing because I'm gonna get through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get through it. It's no like you have to literally have that mindset. It has to work or it has to work. It's no other option. And y'all gotta believe in yourself. It bothers me when people have so much, purpose and so much in them, but they don't really see it. They don't believe in themselves. And it's just like, believe in yourself, know that you can do anything you want to do, and commit yourself. Take action. Take action. Get to
he like, we preaching together out here.
What he said. You heard what he said. He know his mama.
Yes.
But literally, work on yourself, y'all. Work on yourself. Give yourself that self-love. Write your affirmations. Get around positive, successful people. If you don't have nobody around you, watch YouTube. Get in these rooms virtually, you guys. And you only get, who knows? This may, live your best life. And no matter what you are currently doing, your life can change in less than a year. Your life can fully change in less than a year, but you have to make the decision to change. Nothing's going to change for you. Nothing is luck.
Yeah.
Right. So once you make the decision, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My mentor told me this story, y'all. He basically said, and I'm just paraphrasing. Okay.
Go ahead. Listen, I do it all the time.
Basically, you guys, what he said was the seed. So it was a seed that was planted. I'll go for the seed. It's a different story, but the first thing that a seed, okay, when a tree grows, right? You have to first plant the seed in the ground, in the soil, right? In that soil, you got it's dirt, it's cow manure, all the stuff that has to get thrown on top of you in order for a tree to grow, or just whatever. When you plant trees, y'all, I don't know, just follow along. So, but the first thing, when you plant that seed and you water it and you grow, it takes a long time for you to become an actual tree, right? But the first thing that happens is the seed has to make a decision that it doesn't want to be a seed anymore.
Oh, geez.
It has to make, just like a caterpillar, before it becomes a butterfly, it has to make a decision that it no longer wants to be a caterpillar. It's done with that old life. It's ready to be a whole nother bug, whatever it's called, but it's ready to be a whole nother thing. Right? So you have to be willing to let go of the old you, the old life. You're going to become a whole totally different person.
Yeah.
But make the decision to let your old self die, because the new you is beautiful and the new you is waiting. So you have to decide that you no longer want to be the seed, you want to grow into that tree, or you no longer want to be that caterpillar, you want to go into that butterfly. But you have to make the decision, or you're going to really stay the same.
I love that. I love this. This is just giving me all the life I need. Like, I appreciate your words, your wisdom, everything. Like, I'm going to give you your flowers because I'm big on that. And I just want you to know that I'm so proud of you. I'm so inspired by you, truly, genuinely inspired by you. And I just thank you for not only just being an example of what it means to be an successful young Black woman, but just to be somebody that is from Erie and is doing great things, and then still coming back and pouring in any way you can, even if it's just the connections with people that are still from Erie. And I just commend you for everything you're doing. I cannot wait to see how you continue to grow. I can't wait to continue to connect with you. And there will definitely be a part 2 of this with DK, because listen, I know we could go for a whole nother hour and some change. I didn't see DK be online for 2 hours. So I'm excited to see what's next. And I just appreciate you for being my first guest. Like, this was a long time coming. So thank you so much. Thank you, Bronx. I appreciate you being here too. And thank you just to everybody. So I'm gonna click you off. I'm gonna wrap up, and then bye. Thank you so much. All right, my dear. I will talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'm just gonna try not to cry. I really done been holding back tears like this whole time. But either way, I appreciate everybody that was interacting with us and has followed throughout this whole conversation or popped in. And I just hope that you truly got something out of this conversation. Like, Brooklyn and I both touched on a lot of things. Brooklyn is just amazing, and I'm just so inspired by her. So I just want to say thank you to her once again. Thank you to everybody that believes in this podcast. We are only on number one interview of many, many interviews to come. Like, when I told y'all I'm coming for the queens, I've been coming for them. I've been sliding in a lot of DMs. So you might be next. The next interview will be Friday with Miss Tavia Moore. That will be at 11 p.m. No, I'm sorry, 11 a.m., not p.m. That's my bedtime, but 11 a.m. So I'm excited to just continue to have these divinely crowned conversations. Just make sure you are not only subscribing to the channel on YouTube, but Divinely Crown is also on audio. So you can find Divinely Crown on audio on I keep saying Shopify, on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. You can really just search me in Google, and you can find Divinely Crown anywhere. Remember, I do have coaching services. So if you are interested in getting some confidence coaching, and me being your support, holla at your girl. Don't forget to, get on the website for any inspiration you might need. And don't forget to get the merch, okay? Hopefully I'll have some like fall and winter stuff coming soon. And for those who are really asking, because y'all been asking a lot, there is an event coming, okay? And you will just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout because an event is coming. And I'm so excited. But thank you again for everybody. Thank you for everybody still in the comments. Just sharing all the love. Yes, I'm excited to hear. Congratulations. I love the energy. I appreciate that. Hi, Sugar, UB. Great conversation, ladies. Very inspiring. UB, I have to make up for when I didn't call you Sugar last time. So, like, I feel like now I'm forever indebted to calling you that. But all right, everybody, I am going to finally wrap it up and get ready to go home. Thank you again for tuning in. And until next time, remember, you are crowned for the queendom and the kingdom, because I know some kings was out there watching. So just enjoy your night. Be safe. And I love you guys so much. Bye.